We could put that towards the camera.
It goes in and
Whoa.
Yeah.
The decision to focus purely on Sonic was about allowing us to go deep on a single franchise, because obviously the other games were incredibly broad in terms of the number of different franchises they touched on, and we wanted to be able to go in deeper on Sonic and explore a wider variety of environments, of characters within that universe. And we also were able to then tell stories within that universe, which was a wonderful opportunity for us to have. One of the things coming from the previous titles that we knew we had was a good, solid handling experience that people, loved and found satisfying. And so with the team play, what we wanted to do was introduce a new kind of strategic layer to the racing experience that you don't find in other racing games. And the one really good thing about it, I think, is that it both appeals to casual players, people coming to it fresh, because you can play with friends and you can collaborate with them and help them out if they're not as skilled at the game. But equally, it's something that really comes alive for more expert players, because there's a lot of depth to the team play experience. There's lots of specific mechanics that we put in that allow people to play as a team, and Ben can probably talk about some of those.
So we have a handful of what we're calling team actions, which are basically like interactions you can have with your teammates that can help them out or for them to help you out, and basically through training those together over the course of the race is what kind of gives you the edge on against the other teams. And so for example, there's a boost you can perform with a teammate called a slingshot, where they let a trail behind them and you follow it and basically charge up a boost, and when you overtake them, you're the one playing the trail for them. So you get some kind of nice interplay between like kind of trading the trail and the boost from it.
We designed them to allow them to kind of be used together in a variety of different ways. I mean, yes, a really good example is the way that power class characters can bash through hazards without losing speed, allowing them to clear a path. Another good example, I think, is technique characters can pass over surfaces that slow down other types of characters without losing any speed. So if you get, if you're not a technique character and you get stuck in the rough somewhere, your technique teammate can come and skim boost past you and catapult you out of the rough and help you get back into the race. So it's there's lots of little kind of like ways in which they interact, and I think it's going to be interesting to see when people come to play the game whether people tend to favour like a certain type of character all in one team, or whether they favour a more balanced approach. We definitely built it to reward people for experimenting with those different combinations. Deciding which characters felt like they fitted most appropriately. I mean, obviously, there's some obvious characters that you're going to want to have in. I mean, Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, Big the Cat. Everyone wants Big the Cat in the game. And then there were some others that we kind of wanted to include, but weren't quite sure how. So like we wanted to have Chow in the game, but it's like, well, Chow's a bit small to drive a car. It's like, well, let's have a bunch of Chow all driving a car together, because that kind of works. So yeah, it was like an ongoing conversation about which characters we most wanted to see and which ones we thought the fans would get the most out of seeing in the game. So we can't talk about it in detail right now, but you will be able to upgrade both the performance of your vehicle and alter the way it looks. And I think that, I know obviously fans of Transformed, come to the game and on face value at the moment feel like, oh, well, we're not getting as much because the vehicles don't have these different modes, but there's actually a lot of depth in there in terms of being able to configure your vehicle to look just how you want it and also to handle just how you want it. So I think hopefully in time fans will realise that there's just as much depth there, if not more.
Teamwork is fun.